Have you ever felt a strange swelling in your scrotum and simply ignored it, thinking it was unimportant? Have you ever noticed a feeling of heaviness, discomfort, or even mild pain, but left it alone out of shame or fear of investigating? What if I told you that this swelling could be the first silent sign that your prostate is at risk, and you didn't even realize it? What starts small, almost imperceptible, can be the starting point for something much more serious, which directly affects your intimate health, your quality of life, and above all, your dignity as a man. The truth is that many men only seek help when it is too late. And what's worse, in many cases, the body screamed first. The prostate gives signals. The scrotum shows visible changes. But due to lack of information or fear of talking about it, these signs are ignored, and that is exactly where the danger lies. There is a direct link between scrotal health and prostate health, and when something changes down there, the alert needs to be immediate. It's not an exaggeration. It's not sensationalism. It's health. And those who understand this early can avoid pain, surgeries, and even irreversible losses. This video was made for you who want to take care of your men's health with responsibility, courage, and real information. And what you'll discover here could literally save your prostate before it collapses. This channel was created with one purpose: to prevent you from discovering prostate problems when it is too late. Sign up now, because here you will have access to vital information to protect your men's health. Do you know what really happens inside your body when your scrotum starts to swell? It may seem like just a common change, the result of physical exertion, excessive heat, or even simple carelessness with posture. But what few men know is that this swelling could be revealing something much deeper, a silent inflammation that is starting to affect the prostate from the inside without you even realizing it. And the most dangerous thing is that when the body starts to show these signs on the outside, it is because inside, the process may already be advanced. The prostate, as it is a small but extremely sensitive organ, reacts intensely to any change in the male reproductive system. And one of the triggers that has drawn the most medical attention in recent years is precisely the link between scrotal changes and the increased risk of inflammation or prostate disease. Imagine that your body tries to alert you, screams for help with small symptoms, but you are too distracted to listen. This swelling that many men ignore or try to alleviate with a simple cold shower could be hiding the beginnings of epididymitis or even developing prostatitis. The inflammation spreads. It can start in one region and, through internal connections, reach other important structures of the reproductive system. And that's where the danger lies. When inflammation reaches the prostate, the risk of consequences increases alarmingly. And why don't many men realize this in time? Because generally, the symptoms are masked. A slight discomfort here, a feeling of pressure there, a swelling that appears and disappears over time. All of this seems harmless until the moment the symptoms intensify. And when they intensify, it may be too late. The urethra canal may begin to be compressed. Pain may radiate to the lower back. Sexual intercourse becomes uncomfortable. And even urine passes with difficulty. Do you see how everything is interconnected? Now imagine the emotional impact of that. A man who has always been active, healthy, begins to feel limited. First physically, then emotionally, and finally psychologically. The shame of talking about the subject, the fear of diagnosis, and the delay in seeking help only worsen the situation. And all of this could be avoided with a simple attitude. Observe the signs. Act fast. It's not an exaggeration. It's reality. Most cases of serious prostate complications begin with symptoms that could have been identified much earlier. Preventive medicine is there for that. And this video was created precisely to awaken you, to open your eyes to what really matters: your intimate health, your masculinity, your quality of life. Don't wait any longer. If you've read this far, stop for a moment and think. Has your scrotum ever swollen for no apparent reason? Have you ever felt something strange, out of the ordinary, even if it passed quickly? So now I want to hear you. Leave in the comments, I want to take care of my prostate before it's too late. Write exactly like this. This will show me that you are committed to your health and that this video made a difference for you. What many men still don't know, and few doctors have the courage to say clearly, is that the swollen scrotum can be the starting point of a silent cycle that, if ignored, directly affects the prostate and compromises all male intimate health. And the most alarming thing is that this signal is often the only warning the body can give before something much more serious sets in. Scrotal swelling may be associated with circulation problems, fluid retention, urinary infections, or hormonal changes. But when it persists, returns frequently, or is accompanied by other subtle symptoms such as pain when urinating, discomfort when sitting, or a feeling of heaviness in the groin, sound the alert. This could mean that your prostate is suffering the consequences of something much deeper. Imagine this. Your body is like a machine. If one gear starts to jam, the entire system starts to function erratically. This is exactly what happens when the prostate begins to react to inflammatory processes caused by changes in the scrotal region. And the cruelest thing is that most men only realize that something is wrong when the situation is already too advanced. When your scrotum swells and you feel like it's not common, it's not a stretch to seek help. It's prevention. There are cases in which swelling in the scrotum is linked to the presence of varicocele, an abnormal dilation of the veins, which can change the local temperature and, indirectly, affect the prostate by interfering with hormonal production and the health of the testicles. And this hormonal change is a time bomb for the prostate. Unregulated hormone levels increase the risk of prostate inflammation, hinder the adequate production of seminal fluid, and create a favorable environment for the growth of abnormal cells. And believe me, this can all start with something seemingly simple, a swollen scrotum. Now take a deep breath and think. Have you ever felt strange pressure in the scrotal region? Have you noticed that the skin on your scrotum has become more stretched, red, or painful to the touch? This is not normal. And the longer you take to investigate, the harder it can be to reverse the damage done to the prostate. Many men report that they ignored these symptoms for months, thinking it was something temporary. Result? Problems such as chronic prostatitis, hyperplasia, and in some cases, even the development of more serious injuries. All of this could have been avoided with a simple initial investigation. And there's more. Some types of infections start in the scrotum and advance through internal structures until reaching the prostate. The urethra, which passes through the prostate, can be a real bridge for microorganisms that cause inflammation. In other words, when you experience recurring scrotal discomfort and don't pay attention, you may be leaving the door open to a much bigger problem. And this has nothing to do with age. Young and mature men are equally exposed if they don't take serious care of themselves. There is no shame in being afraid. Shame is not acting knowing something is wrong. Most men suffering from prostate disease today are the same ones who ignored the first signs yesterday. Therefore, I am here to alert you and encourage you to act while there is still time. Now I want to involve you in something important. Write the phrase, "I will not ignore the signs," in the comments. This will show that you are committed to your health and will motivate me to continue producing content like this, which saves lives. Have you ever heard of the relationship between low back pain and prostate health? Few people imagine that back pain, especially in the lower back region, can be more than simple muscle tension. When this discomfort starts to appear frequently, without a clear reason such as physical exertion or poor posture, it's time to turn on the alert. The truth is that an inflamed or altered prostate can cause reflexes in regions of the body that apparently have no direct connection with it. And the scrotum is one of the areas that suffer most silently from these changes. There is a connection called the pelvic plexus, a network of nerves that connects organs such as the prostate, bladder, and testicular region with other parts of the body. When the prostate begins to inflame or develop changes, as in the case of prostatitis, hyperplasia, or even cancer, it can put pressure on these nerves, radiating pain to areas such as the perineum, scrotum, and even the back. The problem is that many men feel pain in the scrotum and think it is just a light blow, tight clothing, or excessive heat. Meanwhile, inflammation in the prostate advances without being noticed. In some cases, swelling in the scrotum may be an indirect sign that there is an accumulation of fluid in the pelvic region, caused by internal inflammation that is affecting lymphatic circulation. And when this drainage system begins to fail, edema appears, that is, accumulation of fluid in regions such as the scrotum. This type of symptom cannot be ignored. It is a clear sign that something is compromising the internal functioning of the body. And yes, it could be the beginning of a more serious process involving the prostate. It's not about causing panic. It's about giving you awareness. If you notice that the scrotum is more sensitive, slightly swollen, or even that the skin in the area is becoming thinner and tighter, this may indicate an inflammatory process that is spreading. And why is this so serious? Because when this inflammation reaches the prostate, it begins to compromise essential functions for male health, urine control, semen production, hormonal balance, and even sexual potency. All of this can start with the simple discomfort that many men ignore out of shame or lack of information. This is where the main point comes in: taking action before the problem becomes irreversible. Most men who come to the office with prostate cancer or advanced prostatitis report that they already felt something strange in their scrotum months before, but they didn't seek help. Some said they felt ashamed, others who were afraid of what they might discover. But ignoring doesn't solve it. Ignore postponement. And when you postpone prostate care, the price can be high: surgery, chronic pain, impotence, urinary incontinence, and even risk of death. If you feel that something is not right, if you notice visible changes in the scrotum, discomfort when sitting, or pain that radiates to the intimate area, you cannot remain silent. Don't leave it too late to find out. The prostate sends signals. It's up to you to decide whether you will listen now or when there is no turning back. Before continuing, answer me one thing. Are you really committed to your health? If so, write here in the comments, "I am listening to my body's signals." This simple phrase shows that you are among the men who chose to take care of themselves responsibly. And if this content helped you open your eyes to something you had never considered before, enjoy this video. This shows us that we are on the right path, and share it with other men, friends, brothers, parents, because this could be your chance to save the health of someone you love. Now I'm going to reveal it to you. After everything you've heard so far, your heart may be racing, mentally reviewing whether at any point you notice signs in your body that make more sense today than before. Maybe you ignored a little swelling, a mild pain, or even a change in the way your body reacts. And that's normal. Most men haven't been taught to look closely at their own bodies, much less to consider that something like the scrotum could give clues about prostate health. But now you know. And this knowledge is a powerful key. It gives you the chance to act before it's too late. And when we talk about prostate health, acting in advance is what separates simple treatment from profound pain, conscious care from delayed discovery, quality life from the fight for survival. There are no more excuses. Now you understand that the scrotum is not isolated from the rest of your reproductive system. That changes in this region, however small they may seem, may be silently screaming for attention. That the body gives signals, even when the mind insists on ignoring them. And that time can be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. If you're feeling relieved to finally have access to this information, that's great. But relief is not enough. The next step needs to be taken firmly. Talk to a urologist. Clear your doubts. Don't hide any symptoms out of shame or fear of judgment. The office is a place of care, not judgment. Every day you postpone this conversation is one less day of prevention and an extra day of risk. Appreciate what you have achieved by getting here. Not everyone has the courage to seek true information, get out of their comfort zone, and face their own health head-on. This already shows that you are among the few who don't wait for the pain to scream to finally listen. You are choosing life, well-being, and autonomy over your own body. And that's why I want to congratulate you. Because even if you have doubts, fears, or misgivings, you watched this content until the end, and that is a sign of commitment, a sign that you care, that you want to live with more health, more quality, more freedom. Now turn that feeling into action. If you've made it this far, congratulations. This shows that you really care about your health and want to avoid problems before it's too late. I want to invite you to leave a comment saying that you watched the full video so I can get to know you and know who is really committed to taking care of their own men's health. Also, check now if you're already subscribed to the channel. If not yet, click the subscribe button. If this content touched you in any way like the video, this helps us to continue producing materials that really make a difference in the lives of men like you, and share it with someone. You can be the bridge between information and prevention in another man's life. Don't underestimate the power of a video shared at the right time. And to continue your men's healthcare journey, don't stop here. Most men only realize that something is wrong with their prostate when it's too late. In the first pinned comment, I left a link to a playlist that can prevent this from happening to you. Watch it now before it's too late.